2020 kicked you in the face. You left you just feeling like you got kicked in the gut. And yeah. Let's start over that. If 2020 left you feeling deflated, like you got kicked in the gut, well, today we got something for you. Chris Williams is going to tell you how to get over it, how you can work through it, and how you can get back up and to be your best here in 2021. Q2 is here. Let's make it happen. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast here on TSC TV on YouTube. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we have an amazing guest. His name is Chris Williams, and Chris and I met. We connected on Facebook, and he has a group that he runs, and he also is the CEO of an awesome organization. I mean, if you go to their website, I'm looking at it right now, and it's just so beautiful, elegant. But he has over 20 years of experience working with organizations, and his company is called Scent Hold, and they do business consulting, and they've helped many organizations, from small organization to larger companies. Now, the beautiful thing about all that Chris does is that he empowers the individuals to take action. And today he's going to empower us to take action when it comes towards our sales. We've been kicked in the gut. We've had a rough 2020, but we're coming into 2021. Let's dive in. Let's make this happen, and let's take advantage of the things that we know we have possession of to make this possible. You're going to hear Chris talk about this. You're going to hear him share some stories and some experiences, and hopefully it can inspire you to get up and to continue pushing. We're starting 2021 Q2 coming up in the next month, in a few weeks. So let's listen to what we can do to make that happen effectively. It's a pleasure having you on the show, man. Thank you so much for being here and for being willing to help us out with this topic, man.
You kidding, Donald, man? I'm super excited about this. I know we've been back and forth on this one for a while, and man, I was stoked about today when I saw it pop on the calendar. Yay.
Oh, dude, thank you. Well, we've all been kicked in the face and between the legs and kicked by the ankles and in the gut when it came to 2020, and many people had challenges. And this topic that I want to discuss with you really comes down to this: 2020 left you defeated. Do the work to overcome it. As a sales professional, we got to do the work, but that's just still so vague. What work do I do, Donald? How do I pick up from here? How do I get started? How do I keep going? And someone like yourself who are doing pretty well with your business and your Facebook, strategy and social strategies, you're out there, you're doing some stuff. So I figured it'd be great to talk to us or discuss this topic with me for 20 minutes here. How can we do this? How can I get up and pick up and start moving? What work do I need to do? Guide me, Chris.
Oh my gosh. So let me just be honest about this topic, because 2020 was hard for everybody, whether you came out with tons of money in your pocket or you came out broke. 2020 was a hard heart and mind bending process. Nobody escaped that. And I actually had to call my therapist and do multiple sessions towards the end of the year, and even still hanging out with her to just make sure I'm doing the stuff that I'm supposed to do. So I am not the sales professional who's got it all figured out. I'm the sales professional who's, I guess, just a human. I'm still doing it, right? So let me share with you what's working and why. I've got 3 things that matter here. Number 1, we got to be ourselves, right? In a time where money and time and markets and just society as we know it gets crunched and pinched and pushed, we have a hard time really figuring out who we are. We start to want to be something else. We start seeing someone else who looks like, because of the way they present on social media, that they're doing better than we are. And we want to be more and more like that person. But we got to stop that. We got to go back and anchor down to who are we? What are my core values? What are the things that I know about me that are true? I had to actually write this down recently, and I would just, anybody who's listening, take a sticky note out right now, pull the carver, get your notepad on your phone, whatever, write this stuff down. Who are you? For me, Chris Williams, I'm an entrepreneur. I wrote that down. I know how to build communities. That's something I'm good at. Okay. I wrote that down. I know how to see an opportunity when I talk to a prospect. I wrote that down. I know I can make $25,000 to $50,000 at the drop of a hat in 30 days from scratch. All right. I wrote that down. Whatever your metrics, whatever your numbers are, it's not about the money. It's not about how you present to the world. It's about what do you know you're good at? And hold on to that for a second. All right. Because as we worry about tomorrow, next Tuesday, and next month about what if I got a little something working, I got a referral, what if it all falls apart? Well, I'm good at building websites. I'm good at graphic design. I'm good at finding a new lead and handing it off to someone who can close it. I'm good at building alliances between companies. What are you good at? And anchor to that, because that gives you a little bit of some assurance, a handle on that lifeline that takes you back to what you can lean on if you need to in a hurry. That gives you some confidence. All right. I'm not a big fan of just having confidence because I believe it's going to be a better day. No, I do believe it's going to be a better day, but it's because of very key things that I know I can do. And that's really important.
Oh, man, you're 100% hitting on the point there with it. And I love that first part, just recognizing who I am. Because if we were to give you, I guess if you came out the gate and gave me some strategy of how I can, start doing this, if I don't know who I am, if I don't understand who I am and what I can do, what I can contribute as an individual sales rep, then it doesn't matter, because I'm going to find myself back in that same proverbial position, the spot where I'm feeling defeated, feeling deflated. But if I can just say, I can accomplish something. It's kind of like that motivational video that the general did about making your bed. If you made your bed, then you're good. You did something. You accomplished one major thing today. That's fantastic. And if you can understand that you're worth, you have some worth, you have a lot of worth, but you do have worth, then that is not being dependent upon you being a successful sales rep to still be able to recognize your self-worth or your self-identity. Am I making sense with that? You know what I mean?
Oh, you're yeah, we're on the same page. That's funny you mentioned that make your bed speech. My wife Jill read that book. There's actually a whole book with that speech. Who knew, right? And
check out the book too.
we Jill and I make our bed together most mornings.
Yeah.
It's not like a tradition. It's just we both get up at the same time and we make the bed. And I bet half the time we put the last pillow, but the huge pile of pillows that's on the bed. Put the last pillow, then she's like, "It's gonna be a good day. We made the bed." She just says that over and over and over, and it's so encouraging. Yeah, let's go. We got this. We got momentum.
All right, we got our bed made. We're excited. Now let's go get some breakfast and do that workout.
That's right. Oh, there's no milk. Now what? No. Okay.
Number two.
Yes. Number two is having an actionable plan. So you know who you are. You put your foundation back in place, regardless of what happens tomorrow. You got your foundation. Number two is having an actionable plan that leans on your strengths. Okay. That might not be because you're the best at closing or prospecting or pivoting a script or whatever, handling objections as a salesperson, but that I know that with my work ethic, that I can do the steps that are in front of me. Now, that may mean you got to find a coach. It may mean you got to read a book, listen to this podcast. What an amazing resource this podcast is as an example for this community. If you want sales information, just blitz this thing. Keep walking and running and riding your bike and keep listening. If you're on your way home right now, skip the driveway. Go to the next episode. There's more here. This is a resource that gives you actionable stuff that you can do to move forward. So once you get that number one thing, that foundation, that's who you are, then build on that and say, here's the stack of things that I know I can accomplish based on real information, real feedback from real people that are in my situation. This is what I can do. That's point number two, clearly defining that list of a few things you're going to start doing that you're going to take action on every single day. I would recommend having 2 or 3 things that you're going to do every single day. Like me personally, I prospect every single day, 5 days
Oh,
a week, right? It might be 5 minutes of prospecting. It might be 2 hours of prospecting, but I don't stop prospecting. That's what feeds the whole machine,
yeah.
right? That's one thing I can do every day. Dang it, it's 6 o'clock at night. I forgot to prospect. No worries. I'm going to jump on LinkedIn and I'm going to shoot out a quick message. Hey, would love to catch up soon. Boom, sent, done, prospected. I just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I love about this is one of the things that we've seen and we've done to challenge before and just reawaken me to make sure I bring that back again. But this idea of doing a sales challenge, I did it recently when I asked my community to, report to me on LinkedIn. Tell me, do 10 activities before in the morning. Just overcome your imposter syndrome. Just do 10 outreach activity. Let me know. It was amazing to see people who were commenting and responding and telling me about what they're doing. And in our mastermind, when we did focus on that, it turns out that many salespeople, HubSpot had a study, and the prospecting was about 40% of salespeople say that was the hardest part, then follow of the sales process, then was closing. And most people think it's closing, but prospecting, it's not so much as the idea of the actual act of making a phone call or reaching out, but it's just the psychological piece of it's not going to happen. So the fact that you mentioned this, and it's one of those things that you can use as a pillar or part of your action plan, an individual's action plan. It seems very timely, and especially if you're feeling defeated, it is just sometimes just opening your darn mouth, and you'll be amazed how you will be able to help impact people's life just by you overcoming your fear and being willing to go help them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do. Yeah. Yeah. It's so real. So third thing, you ready for that one?
Third thing.
I honestly think this is the most important one, more important than knowing who I am, number one, and getting that foundation set. Boy, that's core. That's important. More important than that. And more important than stacking here's the 1, 2, 3 things I'm going to commit to doing every single freaking day.
Yeah.
Is number 3. And I really want to make sure this sticks because it's going to sound like, oh yeah, of course. No, for real. This is so important. We have to have a community that supports us.
Mm.
We have to have that. We are not rocks sitting on a rock floating through space. We are real beings, real peoples with heart, souls, minds. This is who we are. We're cultures. We're friend groups. We're political parties. We're religious affiliations. We're dog walkers. We're cat lovers. We're Netflix bingers. We are the Diet Coke drinkers. We have our people. And we have to anchor into a group of people who share a similar passion to do 1, 2, and 3 things a day relentlessly to support us. Because Wednesday's coming. And Wednesday might be discouraging. And then Thursday might be a high. And then Friday might tank. And then I'm sucking it for the whole weekend. And then I got to get back up and try again Monday. I need somebody that I can lean in on and say, look, I'm going to commit to doing this again next week, even though it was a little challenging, because that's what's going to make a better 3 weeks from now. Mm. And Donald, I know you have a mastermind group, right?
Yeah.
People you teach.
Yeah.
How many people are in that group?
We have a couple of them. We keep them about 10.
Okay, 10 people. Good. By the way, listeners, I honestly don't know the answer to these questions, so I'm asking. This is not me asking questions I know the answer to. 10 people in there, and you show up and you teach and help lead that group?
Yeah.
How do you pick the people who get to be in that group, or what kind of people are they?
Yeah. So sales professionals, we have an application process. So some of them are the natural filtration, like can you make the time of where we're going to do a group? Are you willing to commit to doing it every single day? And then from there, figuring out if they're actually a sales professional or if they're a coach. And in some of the groups, we have more of like a coach, but in this group, we have sales professionals. So we want to make sure people who can bring, you don't have to be great, but you're willing to learn and you could bring insights. And some of those things we evaluate.
Oh, that's cool. That's amazing. See, right there, listen to that. If I'm struggling with sales, yeah, that's absolutely what I'm looking for, because all of a sudden Donald's put together a group for me that I know is hand-selected group of professionals who know what they're doing and know that they want to get better. They're driven to get better. They're putting real time. They're committed to putting their time and money where their mouth is, so they will get better. It's like when I used to run ultra marathons. I still run, but I just don't run that far anymore. And I would join running groups, and the groups that would pay to go places to run marathons in other cities were the better running groups
Mm.
because they were committing time, money, and their passion to becoming better runners versus just the Saturday morning show up group that was free at the park.
Yeah.
And that's where that community really comes in and pays for itself, because it gives you people where, when I show up, I'm not the best, strongest, fastest runner in the room. I am in a room with professionals who are all striving to be better, not to outrun me, but to run with me. And on my bad days, I'll get swept up in their momentum, which will get me to my next good day. That is what keeps me focused on who I am. And it's what keeps me focused on the 1, 2, 3 things I'm going to do every day. Because I can't do it alone. I can do it together.
Ooh. I mean, if you were to stack all these three things together, you make a nice sandwich. And, but also beyond that is you have a clear, simple path. It's not too complicated. No matter if you're selling B2B, you're selling B2C today, no matter if you're a woman or a man, no matter if you're Jew, Gentile, black, green, purple, if you follow this, it's going to help you to be able to overcome the challenges that we're facing, or things that may have defeated you in 2020, and to make this 2021 year. I mean, this episode is not the go out live at January, but we felt it was meaningful, especially right now in Q1. Some of you may still not have a great Q1, but if you take what Chris shared today, it's going to help you to be able to with your Q2, 3, 4 as we go throughout the rest of the year. Chris, anything else that you would want us to know? Any other closing advice?
No, I guess don't consume information, I guess would be my last advice. Tell them that on a podcast, right? Don't consume information. Lean in on the expert that provides the information you like to consume. Consuming information is in one ear, out the other. Yep. It's helpful. But when you find the person that you trust, that you like listening to, like Donald, lean in, reach out, say, what's next? There is no affiliate. There's no connection here. Donald's not paying me to pitch him. That's not what this is about. My life has been changed by leaning in on the experts that I begin to trust by listening to podcasts. That's where it started for me. So if Donald's your guy, take a step and lean in. If somebody else on some of the YouTube channels, your guy, it doesn't matter. Lean in on the person that you learn to trust, because their close interaction with you is going to give you the group you need to stay centered on who you are. It's going to allow you to accomplish the 1, 2, and 3 things a day. It's that simple.
Oh, love it, man. Chris, now you do have some things, community as well as obviously an organization. If folks listening to this and they want to connect with you, where can they go to connect with you, and what should they expect from the groups or the things that you offer?
Yeah, great question. So I have a Facebook group. That's the best place to connect to me. My Facebook handle is Chris Williams HQ. Chris Williams HQ. Same on Instagram, same on LinkedIn, Chris Williams HQ. You can find me there. But ultimately, I'd say our Facebook group is the coolest place. We just have a bunch of digital agency owners, sales, consultant, coaching types that help people move their brands forward. That's us. And we just answer questions like this all day long in there. It's free. It's just a cool community. So you're welcome to join.
Awesome. Well, Chris, we appreciate your wisdom and your ability to come on the show, your willingness to come on the show, and that you were able to lay out some of these things that can help us with our abilities to improve, man. So thank you. Thank you again.
Thanks, man. Good to see you, Donald.
Listen, that was Chris Williams. And if you want to go ahead and connect with Chris and learn about his company, ScentHole, you can find all the information. Just scroll down if you're watching this on YouTube, on TSC TV, and you'll see the link that take you back to his website, as well as to learn more about some of the great things that he's doing. I highly recommend you do so. I highly recommend you connect with Chris. He's a big advocate of ours, and we're a big fan of him and some of the great things that he's doing. Now, I also want you to take advantage of our sponsors, because they're giving you some great offers, and you deserve it. You deserve to take action and get benefit from it. So go back to our show notes, check out the gifts from our sponsors. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google, just scroll down and you'll see the information there below. We want you to succeed. We want you to thrive. We want you to have all that you need to be the best that you can possibly be. I sound like the army right there, right? But I want you to succeed. I want you to find more of those ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to have the confidence to get up and kick it in 2021. I want you to be able to close more deals. But most importantly, I want you to go out each and every single day and do big things. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.